I don't know if I've ever filmed in such a tight spot. Hi, it's Robbie from Southern California. Look at the dog kennel. I can't wait to work on it. Gary's getting close to working on that, but this is already pretty much set up. I still have one more thing I want to do, but there's been no hurry. No insects have gotten in here yet. I'm going to end up covering this with tulle. I'm just not sure yet if I'm going to do different colors or black, but let me show you what's going on right now, because this has been fun and exciting. Yes, I've been dragging stuff out to get ideas. Now, I already have started to set up some things, and we have been harvesting so much lettuce and making salad. I love it, and I've got more growing. And look, my thyme is growing beautiful in here, and look, more lettuce, but that's not what I'm doing today. I have been debating on how I want to compost in here, and it won't be just composting. I don't just compost, you know that. Everything is drop and grow. This is for now, and we're going into winter. Now, this particular tote is from Dollar Tree. They're $5. They're 10-gallon totes, and they're gorgeous. And I have grown squash in there. I'm still growing squash on the deck. I have my last one to harvest pretty soon. Now, with being 10 gallons, it fits in here perfect, though I could put an 18-gallon tote, the ones I use out here in the garden all over and all over back on the wall, and go bigger. But I've got a different idea. See the bucket on the bottom? You can get a cheap bucket. You can go to a bakery or some food places and get free buckets. It sits really nice on a bucket. Now, why would I want to use a bucket instead of a chair? Let me step back. It's going to give me more room and a few things I've been discovering as I've been working out here, and I thought I'd take you with me. First of all, this tote fits perfect on this rack that I got from Walmart, which means I can set something up there later. This is supposed to hold 200 pounds, if not more. And I love these racks. You buy one and you can set it up in any configuration you want. So I've got one set up here and I've got one set up there. So after looking at that, I thought, wait a minute. If I have a bucket here, I can put some potting soil or soil from the yard anywhere out of a tote. So if I'm working on a plant and I want to plant something in here, or, you know, here I've got some empty pots, I can just move it, get the soil out that I could have in there, and then move it back. If I'm composting in there and it's only 10 gallons, it's not going to be that heavy. Now, later on, if I leave one permanently, well, let me tell you what I'm really planning on doing. As this composts down, and I will catch the water in the front because that water will be compost tea for my plants. Later on, when it breaks down, I can move it. Put this one here and start another one. In the meantime, I'm still storing soil in the bottom. And yeah, I could collect the water and make a hole in the middle and collect it in there, but I think I'd rather put something on the front and collect it that way. I'm not going to overload it with water anyways, so there won't be a lot of water coming out because I'm wanting it to break down for multiple reasons. Now, once I set something up there, I still have space, stay with me here, to put it down there. So I can move it, get the soil I want out of there, be collecting water here and growing there. I think that's the way I'm going to go for here. Now, why am I going to do this? Well, I'm going to make holes in this. I'll set this up and I'll show you how I'm going to do it. I'm going to leave the lid on for now as I compost in here. I'm going to put all kinds of stuff from the garden in there, and then I'll just keep it damp. If at times it looks like it might be molding or not doing good or whatever, I can always open the lid up and I can set the lid anywhere. It doesn't matter where, behind it. Then as it breaks down, I'll just move it over. When I'm done filling it, move it here and have it ready to grow in the spring. Drop in a squash seed in there, cucumber, tomato. That soil is going to be so fertile. They're going to grow before I'm ready. You're going to see seeds growing because I'm composting like this right now on the deck, and seeds are growing. I don't even know what's growing. Whatever food got in there is growing. So this way I could put one there and plant there and have that ready to continue to compost. Now let me step back. I'm not done. I'm not going to do this today, but if I wanted to, I could take a shower curtain from Dollar Tree, wrap it on that end, and as that breaks down, it creates a small amount of heat. Is it going to heat up the whole dog kennel? This is the 8-foot dog kennel that is 6 foot tall, 8 foot long, 4 foot wide. No, it won't heat up everything, but I could put pots on top. I could take like this mushroom plant that's dealing with the cold right now and sit it on top. That would be enough heat to get these plants to start to grow. I could do that with seedlings, put seedlings on top. There's a lot of stuff I can do. So having it set up on a bucket, so the chair is kind of a little bulky. See the chairs out there? Kind of looked at it. I didn't drag one in because I thought, no, if it was the bigger dog run, yes, I could do that. But I want to have more versatility. I want to be able to move things around. And I think being able to set one up there, which it will probably be this one, I'll put the holes, well, it won't matter at that point, but I'll put the holes in one side wherever I want it to drain. When it's done and full, and I think it's ready to go, I'll just move it over. It's only 10 gallons. I don't have to go to the top. Start to grow in that one. I could set up 2 if I wanted to. If I run out of room, I could set up another one there. But I could have 2 of these smaller ones growing. Now, if you wanted to, of course you can put an 18-gallon tote in there without a problem. You could put a chair there if you're not going to move it and you want to grow in it. That's another way to go. But for me, I'm going to go with the smaller one, giving me more room and more place to grow. Remember, when you're growing in a container like this, I have full control over this container. If this container went all the way across and it was a 30, 40-gallon container, I only have control over the one container. You always only have control over the container you're dealing with. It doesn't matter if it is this size or if it's this size. So every time you set up a raised bed container gardening, you have control over the one unit. You can't control this part and this part. It does not work. That's why these big raised beds, you have to do the whole thing. And when you have to add soil, you've got to do it to the whole thing. You could be talking hundreds of dollars of bags of soil to add to a big raised bed. Where this, if I wanted to use potting soil from the store, what in the world would this cost me? $5 to fill the whole thing because it's a 10-gallon and I'd have left over for the next one? You have control over the container you're growing in. This is why, for me, it is so important. Here's a dish pan. 4.5 gallons. I get these from Walmart. I'm growing 4 heads of lettuce in here. It looks skimpy. Why? Because I stripped it all already and it's already growing back. But I have control over this. Each container you have control over, whether it's a tiny one, a dish container like this, a dish pan, or that. I love these, by the way. These are wonderful to grow in. I've grown zucchini and everything, tomatoes, cucumbers, anything in there. Again, you have to limit yourself on plants. So I would do 1 zucchini in here and maybe some herbs or lettuce, usually lettuce. That's fantastic. Parsley. And with that, the same thing. So you want to think about when you're getting ready to garden, how you want to do it, how much space you have. You got a ton of space, plant in the ground, don't worry about it. We have gophers. And the gophers get our plants. So we have to do container gardening when it comes to vegetable plants. The vegetable plants we like, just so happens they like it too. And they will wipe them out. So keep that in mind. You only have control over the container you're growing in, per container. Not unit, not square footage, container. If you remember that, you are already 3/4 of the way there from when it comes to gardening. So I'm going to go ahead and compost the dickens out of this. And then as I fill it, because I'm going to keep using kitchen scraps, then I'm going to move it later. Is that more work? You know, it's not that big of a deal. I'm telling you, with 10 gallons, it won't be that heavy to pick up the unit, stick it there and start growing in it and start a new one. In the meantime, like I said, I want to be able to get to my soil, whatever soil I've got in there, and I can just sit it on the ground. Now here you can see the size difference. This is the 10 gallon, this is the 18. I really would barely have enough room to lift it up and down. I guess it would work. But the issue with that is it's going to be a lot heavier as it fills. I don't need such a big one, though I could slide one underneath later and grow straight on the ground. That would work perfect too. And if I wanted to go with an 18, I could have the 2 10-gallon ones on the top and the 18 on the bottom. So that's another configuration we could do. That would work. So I think this is going to be fantastic. I could theoretically set up 2, but I think I'm going to start with 1 today. And this is going to be really neat because I'll be able to have that area warm in the winter. Even on the coldest nights, I could simply take my pots and sit them inside, open on the top, and the plants will get that bottom warmth from the tote with all the matter breaking down. When you get microbes in there, even if there's no earthworms, and your matter, your food scraps start to break down, that creates heat. It's a very small amount of heat, but let me tell you something, it does create heat, and you'd be able to grow. Now, am I going to be able to grow vegetables, zucchini at that point? Probably not until the nights start to warm. Right now, our nights are in our 40s. I don't know if we'll get into the 30s. It's just too cold for the plants to sustain life. But in the spring, when we start to get into 45 to 55 and you start to warm up, yes, they will take off and grow. Let me get this set up so you'll see exactly what I'm going to do here. And I'll give you, hopefully, ideas on how to do it too. I don't know if I've ever filmed in such a tight spot, but I think it's going to work fine. I'm going to go ahead and set up the tote. I've got kitchen scraps already here. And I'm going to get some more leaves and maybe other soil a little bit out of another container. I'll put that on top. And yeah, I think I do want a few sticks on the bottom. Let me go collect some matter, and then I'm going to get that one set up. And then later on, geez, in another few weeks or a month, I can move that and set up another one. And boy, when spring comes, I'll be raring to go. So I put some potting soil in the bucket so I can lift it off anytime I want to get to the potting soil. And there is a container. This is the $10 one from Dollar Tree. You could use any container you want. You could do the same thing I'm going to do here with another container. I'm turning on my power unit, and as soon as the soldering iron is hot enough, I'm going to start making my holes. Now remember, all vegetable plants need drainage holes. The container has to have holes. The water cannot stay in there. They're not water plants. They will rot. The roots will rot away. Now I'm making the holes on one side on the bottom here so I can catch the water, because that water is going to be compost tea. It's fertilizer. I'm also going to put some holes along the top. This doesn't hurt no matter what, but if I decide to put the lid on, I want to make sure that the soil, the microbes, the earthworms, whatever's in there can breathe. So I can snap the lid on and keep critters out if I wanted to, bugs, insects, pests. But in the meantime, my soil is alive and it needs oxygen. Now I'm going to put on my gloves, and I collected some branches. That's actually tomato branches from my old tomato plants that are dying back from around the garden. I've got some collard leaves there. It's whatever I find. It's never the same. This is off the ground. Whatever I found on the ground, I kind of just raked it up, and I'm going to put that towards the bottom. Don't put shredded paper on the bottom, because usually that cakes up. It turns to like clay and it will block your holes. So if you're using a lot of shredded paper, put that in the middle. But right now I don't have a lot of shredded paper. I just have collard leaves, kitchen scraps, but I do have some junk mail in there. See that? Got my address or whatever on it. So let it compost in place and disappear, and I don't have to shred it. Oh boy, that is fig leaf gourd. That thing's going to grow like mad. I'm going to take it out and stick it somewhere later on, not now. And I'm going to go ahead and put more leaves from the garden. Now remember, the only thing that's going to break down is what's underneath. So if you want the top to break down, put a little bit of soil, leaves, or something on the top. If you've got earthworms, I don't know if I have any earthworms in here. I didn't collect any soil with earthworms, but I will have microbes. So you want it covered. So when the microbes get in there, they're going to break it down. And then you water it, and I can put the lid on, or I could leave it off, whatever I feel like doing. We're done. It literally took minutes. So there it is. It's set up now. I put holes around the top. You saw that. Just in case I put the lid on, I want the soil or the critters in there, the microbes, everything to be able to breathe. Right now I'm going to leave it open. And there's a bucket on the bottom. So if I water in here and the water doesn't go completely into the soil and there's any left over, it's going to drip down. It's going to go into the bucket, and I'll be able to use that to water my plants. And it's completely set up, and it's really light to lift up. I can still move it at any time there, but I don't want to bring it to the top, because I'm going to continue to add kitchen scraps, leaves from the garden, until it gets close to that rim here. And then I know it's going to collapse, but at that point I may move it. I could also put it on the bottom if I didn't want to go with big totes. So I could have 3 of them here. But remember, on the bottom, it can't grow here because of that, so it'd have to grow up that way. I could also do cucumbers and guide them up, but I'll be able to move it when I'm ready. But now I'm still going to compost. And if I want, on very cold nights, as all this is breaking down, I could sit a plant there and the plant's going to be nice and warm. It's going to be protected from the sides of the plastic. I can still put the shower curtain around, and the heat from the compost breaking down with all the microbes, that is going to be one happy plant. So I hope I'm giving you ideas on how to compost for free, make your compost tea, feed your plants, create your own soil, all with matter you can find in your yard, your garden, in a park, your neighbor's yard, whatever you want. Go grab a bag and go tell them, I want to clean up your yard. You're going to make your neighbor really happy, but guess what? You're the one that's going to reap the benefits. So with that, have a wonderful day. And don't forget to eat what you grow. Hey, if you like this, go ahead and like and subscribe and leave your comments. It makes me keep making more, and it even sends me sometimes in a direction that I wasn't thinking at the time. Okay, I am getting ready to plant pretty soon. Cool, and we'll come back and see that later at another time. Bye-bye.